Hi, this video is going to be a video response to DM Bluddworth. It concerns the somewhat recent one-shot featuring the Behind the Walls system. I am always confusing the name with Behind the Walls or Behind the Rooms because of the back rooms. But yes, this is concerning that session because he mentioned something that troubled me quite a bit. He said that perhaps there was a barrier of communication when I applied some of the penalties and the moments of hesitation due to the role-playing out of the present tense. And now that I am a professional game master, I really must put extra emphasis on that. I always want to give my players the proper implementation of the roleplay in their present tense. I'm also going to tag Crispy and Bo because I am going to be mentioning good things about the three of them. So it's always nice when someone mentions something good about you, especially when it comes to your role-playing. Before we dive into the present tense thing, I think it was amazing when I got disconnected. I expected as much from Crispy because he has already experienced 2 moments of participant disconnecting in the Dark and Terrible campaign. First when I disconnected and then when Josh got disconnected. But when it comes to DM Bluddworth and Bo, they also immediately got into action. They started to roleplay. Even when it comes to the present tense situation, when I was absent because of the disconnection, Bluddworth actually corrected himself immediately. He said, I do, and he went into the present immediately, and I was not there. So that's perfect. I think that by the end of the session, Bluddworth was quite comfortable with role-playing in the present. I also really like it once again because I watched this video twice in order to verify what Bluddworth said. I watched the video twice to make sure that I applied the correct penalties and moments of hesitation. And I really enjoyed it once more that Bo Bluddworth and Crispy, they all solved the situation despite the surrealness of the setting. The back rooms, they are like a nightmare. You cannot trust your senses. Many things applying to real life, to physics, you cannot trust those principles over there. But they adapted to the situations quite well. And that's why they won the scenario. Spoilers, right? Well, they survived this scenario or situation. In the previous session, the players couldn't manage to do that. I think it was mostly because of an action that happened in the fourth or third scenario. The fourth scenario that could have been like the pivotal moment when things took a turn for the worse. But when it comes to Bo, Crispy, and Bluddworth, their performance was excellent. Players, now don't get me wrong, in the other session, Josh and Alberto did great. But there could be players that were not as intelligent or as imaginative as any of them, and they wouldn't have survived so long. So again, very impressive performance overall. I also, I expected this from Crispy. He role-played in the present all the time, but he had already participated in several of my sessions, the entire Dark and Terrible campaign. And when it comes to Bo, that was pretty impressive because we had never role-played before, and as I understand it, this is the first time he was always in the present tense. Let me know in the comments, Bo, if that is correct. But it was really impressive for someone that it was his first time role-playing in the present first person all the time. Never went into the future. But now let's address what Bluddworth said, that perhaps there was a barrier of communication and that I applied some things incorrectly. I'm going to put all of the timestamps in a comment below, along with DM Bluddworth's video response. All of those timestamps are the exact moments where he went into the future. And I'm going to give you the correct way if you want to handle that in the present. In 8 minutes with 16 seconds, I will actually step towards the side. That's the future. I will actually, instead of saying I am stepping towards the side, or I step towards the side, I will actually, and I think the actually was unnecessary, actually, like, I step towards the side. I'm stepping towards the side. That's the correct way. In 18 minutes with 26 seconds mark, he said, I'm going to lunge forward and try to help Bo. It should have been, I'm lunging forward, or I lunge forward. But here, I think that Crispy was quite aware that perhaps Bluddworth needed some assistance in the present tense, because there were two occasions when Crispy stepped in to help. Crispy also carried out an attack action, and that's why I didn't apply the moment of hesitation, because the penalty, DM Bluddworth hesitated, but Crispy was there by his side. So there was no penalty or, DM Bluddworth hesitated and he suffered this. Crispy was supporting him, so I didn't penalize that. Then in the 26 minutes with 20 seconds mark, DM Bluddworth said, I'll grab one of the arms from Bo. I will grab one of the arms from Bo. I will grab. In the future, it's much better. I'm grabbing one of the arms. I grab one of the arms. And there would still one. I guess that Bo would allow that, but it was like an action, right? So I'll grab one of the arms. In the future, I will grab. No, I'm grabbing, or I grab the 29 minutes with 59 seconds mark. I'm going to touch the door, feeling if it's warm. Again, in the future, I'm going to touch the door. No, I'm touching the door. Or I touch the door. The present. In the 47 minutes with 14 seconds mark, I will put the other piece. Again, in the future, here he was about to take damage, but Crispy once again stepped in, distracting the monster with one of his stunts. Again, instead of saying, I will put the other piece, I put the other piece. I'm putting the other piece. In the 53 minutes with 21 seconds mark, he said, I am going to try to raise it to the surface. I try to raise it to the surface. I'm trying to raise it to the surface. The present. That's the correct way. And then, in the 58 minutes with 54 seconds mark, he said, I'm going to try to brush a shard. I'm going to try. No, I try to brush. I'm trying to. It's in the future. Once again, it should be in the present. But Crispy once again stepped in. So there was no penalty, no delay. In the 1 hour with 3 minutes and 37 seconds mark, DM Bluddworth said, I will quickly grab a couple of shards. I quickly grab a couple of shards. Much better. Especially because it's quickly, right? I will. So I hope those corrections are useful for anyone to roleplay in the present. I was thinking that perhaps Bluddworth skimmed over the rules in the channel, because from the very start, when I invited them to the Discord server, the rules for the roleplay and the system were there. But Bluddworth also had some questions about the system, so it made me think that perhaps there could be two reasons as to why this happened. One, perhaps he just skimmed through the rules, or two, he read through the rules from the very start, because they were there from the very moment I announced the session. I invited them to the server. All of the information was there. Perhaps he read them, and because the session happened about like 20 days later, perhaps he forgot about them. But suffice to say, I just want to clarify that all of the moments of hesitation and the penalties were applied in accordance to what was agreed upon in the Discord, with the rules, with the roleplay rules, the system rules. So yes, and this is not like to call out Bluddworth, this is to assist anyone to roleplay in the present and to give you some examples on the correct way. Because like I said, as a game master and now as a professional game master, I put great importance in handling these things according to the method. And once again, I I wouldn't be making this video unless I considered DM Bluddworth a role player. Because there could be disingenuous, less intelligent, less imaginative people that could distort their lack of understanding of the surrealness of the behind the walls. So definitely something to consider. Once again, thank you for watching this video. Thank you again to Bo, Crispy, and DM Bluddworth for their excellent performance. Despite these moments of I will in the future, or I'm going to, everything else was really good. As always, thank you for watching my videos, thank you for your likes and your comments. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. This has been Abraham El Jaguar, a professional game master. If you have any questions or clarifications about my sessions, either in those that you participated in or those that you saw, let me know in the comment section, but with the timestamp. This is going to be the only occasion I am doing this, because I watched the video twice. I went over it frame by frame, making sure that everything was correct. It took a lot of time. If you see something, mention the timestamp or the time mark when that moment happens. Oh, is there an error here because I saw this and that? We are not perfect when it comes to roleplay, but those of us that actually want to roleplay in tabletop RPGs, we strive towards perfection. Even though perfection is too far away, we strive towards it. And so if you see any potential error, let me know in the comment section with the timestamp below. If anyone wants me to run a game for them, please check out the pinned comment as well. And remember, roleplay solves everything. Thank you and see you later.